Kingshuk, we thought of doing a review today. Not a cricket show, but we thought of doing the new kit review.
Oh, yes.
Kingshuk has got the kit.
Yeah.
And he's extremely happy. As in, many people were putting a lot of memes after that kit was released on social media. But Kingshuk, looks good, right?
Thank you for the gracious birthday gift. And yeah, I did not think that the kit would look good in the shades that it was. But I mean, it's stunning, man. Of course. Thank you again. Stunning.
Yeah. We didn't give you an SRH kit, right? It was Team India kit.
Yeah.
And one more thing, one more addition here. Alan, today was his weekly off day, but he called us in the morning and said, I have to be in this podcast and I have to talk about my team, KKR, which has qualified. You know, it's a rarity that KKR makes it first to the playoffs.
Yes.
So Alan's joy has no bounds now.
Yes, absolutely.
Alan, but if you have to credit someone for this turnaround, over the last few seasons, KKR have not been at their best. Yes, they played a final in between, but with all the talent, they have always been punching below their weight.
Yeah.
But this time, not a lot of people thought, okay, KKR might have the team to, go all the way. But it looks like they are the team to beat right now, right?
Yeah.
Can we credit Gautam Gambhir for this, Alan?
Absolutely.
A lot of people have said,
Absolutely.
a lot of, esteemed people have said that if you don't want to blame Shreyas Iyer when team is losing, don't credit Gambhir when the team is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that a fair argument, Alan?
See, I would say that obviously the Gambhir effect has had a massive pull on what has happened in with the KKR results. I think a lot of players with the likes of, kind of like Sunil Narine, best example, MVP of the season without a doubt. Guys like Andre
Who is
Russell.
MVP? Sunil Narine,
Of
not
course.
MS.
MS it seems.
Yeah.
A guy like Andre Russell who's doing very well with the ball, and it's not just limited to those players. If you look at KKR, they have 5 bowlers with 10 plus wickets this season. 2 of their main batters, the openers, have scored more than 400, 450 runs.
Yeah.
So it's more or less like a team effort. A guy like Varun Chakravarti started very, very poorly.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
Yeah.
Last few games, he's been the match winner for KKR.
KKR. Some people are calling him to be added to the T20 World Cup squad. A lot
is-
of KKR faithfuls.
Yeah. Probably, possibly.
Yeah.
And obviously also bringing in talent as well. The thing with Gambhir, even in his time as captain, was the fact that he used to identify certain young players, push them to the till. Like you had a proper example was Surya Kumar Yadav, who he made his vice captain as well. So here you can see a guy like Harshit Rana bowling. He was given the opportunity to bowl against MI when Tilak Verma was there over Mitchell Stark. So that is the kind of thing that the team has, kind of gotten in. So obviously Gambhir needs to be credited. And like how Ian Bishop said, I was very surprised that a commentator during another match, usually it is MS Dhoni did this, MI did this,
Virat did
that. But he just, out of the blue, that even took everybody by surprise. He said, I have to talk about Shreyas Iyer's captaincy. And that is not something that I will take away from Shreyas Iyer at this point in time, because his captaincy has been great. Yes, there have been instances, probably the CSK game or the Punjab Kings game, where it should have been, the Punjab King game should have been won by KKR. That is the only instances where I could feel that, Shreyas did not get it right.
Yeah.
His batting is still off. That is something that he needs to take care of.
Yeah.
But his captaincy has been on point. He has not looked flustered at any point.
Yeah.
That MI game, he did not look flustered. Even when MI got off to a great power play start, he stuck with his spinners. That option to give Varun Chakravarti the extra over Sunil Narine.
Yeah.
So I think that was all. The whole thing was just KKR being KKR. That fearless team in 2012 and 2014 under Gambhir is now coming back under Shreyas Iyer. So
I mean, fearless is the right word actually. Because if you see KKR...
Come on, you closet fan.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, but credit where credit's due, right?
Yeah.
People talk about, like you said, I think it was Gavaskar or Bishop who said that you cannot criticize Shreyas
Bishop
only.
was like very supportive of Shreyas Iyer. As in he made a very valid point, because a lot of captaincy things are being discussed. Sanju Samson, Rutraj Gaikwad. But the team that is on top, and Shreyas Iyer, yes, he has not scored runs, But he has always looked the part as captain, right?
I
He has
mean,
never looked flustered.
none of those captains came out and said that Team 11, I don't know, they decide it. So that is something I think, like, I'm not discrediting Shreyas, but I think the change has been from the top with Gambhir coming into the setup.
Yeah.
The way KKR were using Sunil Narine as a spin hitter in the middle overs, that's changed drastically this season. With Phil Salt combined, that has what's led the KKR revolution this season.
And the very fact that Andre Russell is not limping after bowling a couple of overs and going off and coming in.
And his bowling has improved drastically. Like, he has been a little more smarter with his bowling, and he's been picking crucial wickets also.
Yeah.
So, all in all, it's like a team effort. It's a great thing to see. And on the field also, I think guys like Ramandeep, that brilliant catch that he took, all these guys are coming together. Probably still there is a lot of things that I would like to improve. Obviously, I would like to see.
What are the holes that KKR can fill? I don't think there are many. Apart from the fact that if Phil Salt leaves during the playoffs, where you will have to play Gurbaz at some point of time, what are the holes that KKR
has been
have
discussing this for a week since that Rohit Sharma sat in KKR's dressing room during that rain break in that match.
Achha.
Rohit Sharma and Suryakumar.
Alan has been
Rohit
like
Sharma replaces Phil Salt this season.
And Shreyas Iyer, I don't know. As a KKR fan, Alan, what are the faithful saying? Do they see Shreyas Iyer being the captain in 2025?
That is a big question I have.
If he wins the title,
I think, to be very fair, a lot of people right now in the KKR faithful are saying, Shreyas as a batter is failing badly. They would like to probably see Shreyas being let go and, go for somebody big in the auction. But judging by what I've seen and, the kind of thing that is there, I don't think they might, kind of let go of Shreyas. I think Shreyas could be the long-term captain. I mean, obviously his...
What are your retentions? Tell me that. Let's figure out it
Gambhir,
in the reverse
Gambhir
order.
for sure.
Gambhir for sure, yes.
Yeah.
I think the retention side, I think obviously...
If it's 4.
If it is 4...
If it is 4, yes. Of course, yes.
If it is 4, I am guessing Shreyas, Rinku and Russell Narine.
Russell Narine, how long? How many more years?
What? Varun Chakravarti, gone.
Varun Chakravarti...
Ankrish Raghuvanshi, gone.
No, Angrish will probably go back in the...
Buyback.
Phil Salt also, I think it is going to be a buyback. I don't think KKR is going to...
Stark.
None of your pacers, Harshit Rana, the Iceman, Harshit Rana.
Venki Iyer, I think Venki Iyer and Nitish Rana's cycle at KKR is coming to an end. And I think the kind of investment that they have put in Angrish Raghuvanshi is kind of, trying to probably let go of one of those guys. Probably a Nitish Rana could be let go for a guy like Angrish Raghuvanshi. Given that he has shown lot of raw potential that you could actually see a lot of glimpses of Suryakumar Yadav in his batting. And his character outside the field also, he's a very, very chilled out person. So I think he's going to be one of those guys that KKR has identified who's going to probably be in the Indian team also, who's going to be kind of like a Suryakumar Yadav's replacement. So I think that is what I think. And when you come to Narine and Russell, I know like you guys try to bring in logic, all those things. It's just a...
Loss of cricket.
Everything into it.
Loss of cricket.
Everything into it, whatever you want to say. But it's just a family thing, I guess, at the end of the day. Those two guys are family, KKR family through and through. If they get released, I feel I'll be a little bit surprised. But I don't see both of them leaving. Because
But what is this new obsession for KKR fans with R. Ashwin? Why are they targeting R. Ashwin?
I don't know. Maybe he needs to improve his batting more than his bowling. I don't know. I think Ashwin, whatever he said in that podcast in his YouTube channel, I think he has a right to say it. But probably at a time when...
Talk like a fan. Don't be civil here.
No, that is where I'm coming to.
Speak how you spoke that day on the desk.
So I'm coming to this. I feel that if you have to make such comments, you can obviously talk to that person. You can say like, Sunil Narine is doing well with the bat and doing well with the ball.
Was it because he got smashed by Sunil Narine in the previous game?
Maybe.
How many times has Ashwin tried to copy Sunil Narayan's action?
Yeah, that is. There are other logics for that as well. Ashwin fans say something and KKR fans are saying other things.
No, because I felt that comment being made at a point in time when RR and KKR were battling for the top of the table position. That kind of does not sit well.
Yeah.
Because I remember this was a Champions League, when that Champions League thing was there. Sunil Narine got a ban just before the final. Just before the final against CSK.
I was just going to say that this has the
But
exact
was
vibes.
was he not cleared by the administrators, the lawmakers?
Yeah,
to
but
bowl?
after the final was done.
Now he is bowling, right? Now he is bowling in the IPL. Can you bowl with a suspect action in the IPL? No.
You can't, but
there was...
the whole point is that I'm glad that you brought that up because it seems that with BCCI and IPL the standards vary from player to player, from star
But these
to star.
rules are
From
not
team
like
to
these
team.
rules are not
From team to team. I understand what you're saying, but look at the examples that are in front of you this season only. Let's count. Harshit Rana gets banned for a flying kiss that he halfway stopped giving, and
No,
then
how can a bowler celebrate a wicket?
how else? Yeah, right. Of course.
Yeah.
But Virat Kohli is giving send off to every single batter that goes out of the park, but no actions against Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Right?
And the double standards with
Ramandeep for no reason.
Ramandeep I was like, what did he do? 20% for what reason?
You would have to
Is there
go
a
and
bias
find
against
those
KKR?
things.
Huh?
Seems so, na?
Is there a bias against?
Yeah.
I mean, you switch on the broadcast and you can see nobody really roots for KKR, and I'm happy with it. If you don't want to root for us, great. But the probably the overdose of certain stars, certain teams who have not done that well, then I don't see the
one of the
fairness in it.
richest franchises, one of the most profit-making franchises, a team that does well in most of the seasons, playing the victim card reminds me of something else, which I don't want to bring up here. But yeah.
No, go ahead. Amuse me.
No.
Amuse me, go ahead.
No, which is this, what is this incident? I would like to know as well.
No, when you are the majority and you play the victim card, it doesn't look nice. I don't want to go more into this. But yeah.
See, I am not playing the victim card or anything. From the first game, when I saw that KKR versus SRH game, throughout the time, there were certain commentators targeting Harshit. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that?
A young fast bowler. I also felt a little irked by that. A young fast bowler. And fast bowlers are always like that, right? At least you're not giving them the benefit of doubt.
Fast bowlers bring.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
And you want that aggression on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave a send-off, probably you could have celebrated in a different way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he's not the wicket that he got of Mayank Agarwal. Mayank Agarwal is an Indian player. You don't like to see that kind of a friction between Indian players. Maybe if it was an overseas player, they would have been like, okay, that is fine at the end of the day.
Was Pollard banned when he wore a tape and ran onto the pitch?
Yes. That is peak IPL era, man.
Maybe
honestly.
KKR should try doing that sometime.
I think... Harshit Rana? Oh, please, bro. No. I don't want another ban coming our way as well.
And it seems Rishabh Pant also was very little angry. Aksar Patel, who was a stand-in captain on Sunday, said that Pant was angry in the hotel room that as an overrated ban.
What Kingshuk said is perfectly right. The standards of... okay, you are giving out a ban. Give it out right after the game.
Yeah, right after the game. You have the calculators on, right? You have the timers on.
Yeah.
You are putting out a ban just before the RCB match, a do or die match for DC and
both
whatnot.
teams, yeah. So where is the standards? Okay, if a guy is supposed to get fined or if a guy is supposed to get banned, right after the game he should be given the order that, okay, you are banned because of this. Not before a do or die game.
Was MS banned when he stormed onto the pitch?
No.
Fined, I think.
No,
Was he fined?
I
doubt if anything
banned
happened.
for sure not. I don't remember the fine, but that stopping a match to have an argument with an umpire when you are sitting on the dugout, that deserves at least, I guess, 5-7 matches, man.
Indian wicketkeepers are notorious for that. Rishabh Pant
asking his team to walk off.
Yeah.
When Rofben Powell no ball happened, I think the no ball was not given.
Yeah.
I mean.
But Alan, cutting you and going back to what you said, should Gambhir deserve all the credit? Gambhir.
No, not all the credit.
You know, my argument is, who is the coach of KKR now?
I will say Gambhir.
Venki myself.
Chandrakant Pandit. The very fact that we haven't brought up his name. See, Gambhir himself says, cricket is a team game. It's not won by an individual. Who won the 2011 World Cup? India.
MS Dhoni.
And not MS Dhoni. But look at these KKR fans. They are giving Gambhir all the credit.
No, but
forgetting Chandrakant Pandit.
So
you know what?
Who has
I
been-
think
yeah.
I think
Is
Chandu Pandit wants that.
he doesn't
What?
want to be in the.
He does not want to be in the limelight because
Yeah.
in the lead up to the IPL 2024, there were so many
much-
reports, so many players that came out against Pandit for his time in Madhya Pradesh and other states, saying that he's a taskmaster.
He's a
he
strict
likes things
person,
done
yeah.
his way. David Visa said that there was, I think, some sleeveless shirt day in KKR. Somebody wore
And then he
sleeves.
ripped off Varun Chakravarti's
Yeah, I think
sleeves.
KKR have played this whole Chandu Pandit character absolutely right. Make Gambhir the face of it and let Chandu Pandit handle the dirty work in the background.
That is what we were discussing also. Like, maybe Gambhir coming into the dressing room would have given that much more, Chandrakant Pandit is one of the most revered coaches in the domestic circuit. He has done wonderful things with a lot of teams. But there is this, David Visa's statement itself reeks that, right?
Yeah.
A superstar player who has played at the international level maybe would think twice about listening to Chandu Pandit. Although the designation is clear. But if a Chandu Pandit goes and says, oh, don't come in these dresses to the practice. But if Gambhir says that, I think that passage is made easier. Gambhir dealing with the international stars and maybe Chandu Pandit mentoring the young Indian players. That works well for them, right?
But I think it is more about the outside attack. Somebody like Ashutosh Sharma speaks out on Chandu Pandit. Kuldeep Sen
Did not
speaks
take
out
the
on...
name. He did not take the name though.
He did not take the name. He said professional coach at MP. I mean, like 2 + 2 = 5, right?
Fine, yeah.
So, but my point is that Gambhir being there has saved Chandu Pandit from getting attacked by the outside media, which has worked for KKR. Because I think if Chandu Pandit is a disciplinarian in 2023, he is a disciplinarian in 2024 as well. That does not change.
Yeah.
That's his process. That's what he's famous for doing in the entire Indian domestic arena.
And he has been a successful coach.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's won titles, Ranji trophies with 3 or 4 different teams.
Yeah.
Which is,
And there is no,
And underdog teams, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh.
no rule book says that a coach can't be,
Yeah,
demanding. A coach can't. He might be a perfectionist. He wants things to be done in a certain way, and it has worked for teams that he has worked in the past. So I wouldn't say, as in, I've not been in that dressing room, neither any of us, but it is not fair when you say that a coach should be like this, a coach should not be like this. Like Justin Langer faced the brunt of it, but he still won the World Cup for Australia.
Yeah.
T20 World Cup and Australia looked
Ashes
like
too, back to back.
Yeah, T20 World Cup and Australia look like two different things, but he made them win the World
I
Cup,
think
right?
when you come to like KKR fans giving credit to Gambhir, I think it's all boiling down to the fact that he has made the franchise serious again. After he had left.
2018 was it?
2018 when we went into the playoffs, we lost the eliminator to SRH and we went out. 2021 we went to the final, which was a complete underdog.
That's a fluke final.
Yeah.
Morgan captaincy, right?
captaincy.
Fluke final, yeah.
Yeah.
And Rohit won the final with Jayant Yadav.
And
No,
when
that
you-
was not the final. No,
when you
that
look at
was DC. 2021.
No,
whom did
no,
you guys
no,
lose to?
no. Not
2020 was DC.
2020 was.
DC MI and 2021 CSK versus KKR. So I think throughout all these seasons, when you look at it, there were many decisions made by KKR that were like very surprising. I think there were games where they just lost the plot completely as a team. They were playing this guy, that guy, all over the place. I think Gambhir coming in from the very start, he said, I want the franchise to be serious about cricket. Whatever, anything happening outside.
Players to feel pride that they are playing for Kolkata, which is a 2-time IPL winning team.
Yeah.
So he has
it looks like they're playing like champions again.
he has brought in that attitude and he has brought in that mentality of being a serious team. Like whatever you guys do outside, I don't care.
Yeah.
But inside on the field, you guys have to be serious.
Yeah.
And if you want to be aggressive, be aggressive. I am backing you. Whatever happens, I will take care of it. You guys go and just express yourself on the field. So that is when like a lot of people said that famous video that went viral of a KKR fan crying in front of Gambhir, saying that please don't leave us ever again.
Yeah.
Staged.
This is what probably people would say.
Yeah.
But being a KKR fan for all this time,
Yeah.
my greatest moments were with Gambhir. That when he made the team serious again.
Yeah.
And obviously, Saurav Ganguly leaving the team was a big big thing at that point in time. Like everybody was against KKR.
That is exactly the point where I want to come, because Venki Mysore was also appointed at that time only as a CEO. And his rapport with Gambhir,
Yeah.
the three, Shah Rukh Khan, Venki Mysore and Gambhir formed a very good understanding, and they won titles. At that time, it didn't look like KKR would do anything after what had happened with John Buchanan and Saurav Ganguly, Brendan McCullum and all that. But that trust, and I think it's good to see how it has come back and it's working well. Alan, can we do one video of you crying and saying Gambhir don't leave, and we'll use it for the Sledging Room podcast?
Probably
If they win the title, yeah. Alan has agreed to this.
But I don't know how much of Gambhir has, I think KKR's success this season is based on the track change at Eden Gardens. In World Cup, it was a turning track. Nobody could score runs. I think at some point of time, KKR
If
realized...
they had used a turning track, they would have won matches better.
That's what I think so. I don't think so. I think the point of that spin trio is that, they bowl well, but your batters are probably way worse when they score in those spin-friendly tracks.
Who's the spin trio? Who's the third one? Suyash Sharma.
Suyash Sharma, ideally he would have come in.
Suyash, I think, he did not come in at this season.
Because they don't need, right? They need that choke from Varun and Narine. Even if one works, they can get away with 16 runs of 4 overs, and they are anyway putting up 220, 230 run totals in that ground.
And not just that ground, going up in Lucknow also.
Yeah.
A track where 200 was never scored.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all in all, I feel like the batters are being given the freedom to go and do what they want. Probably a Venki Iyer, that MI game, I was obviously biting my nails when we were 3 wickets down, but he just stepped out and attacked Bumrah, the best bowler in IPL this season. So the freedom is there. The players are doing their bit. They're not like insanely huge names, or they don't have a lot of fan following, probably like a Kohli at RCB or a Dhoni at CSK. But that is what KKR was at 2012 and 2014. So the identity is back, and the results are showing.
Do they have it in them to do well in the playoffs?
Do they have it? Well, for me, playoffs was like where I wanted my team to reach, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Winning the title, I am a bit of a pessimist and a bit of an overthinker probably, because of which I think
This is Sledging Room, not Sissy Room. What is pessimistic and all of that nonsense? Tell us if you can win or not.
we can win the title. We can win the title, but again, the bowling, Mitchell Starc has produced one game where he was brilliant.
But is he not known to be a knockout specialist, even for Australia?
Ahmedabad specialist.
So, the playoffs are in Ahmedabad. Okay, then we are winning the title.
And the final is in Chennai, where Gambhir famously won that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to find our Manvinder Bisla, I guess.
Manvinder Bisla, yes.
Probably Angarish Raghuvanshi. Let's see.
Yeah, superb. One of the most balanced sides in this tournament.
Who? CSK?
Nonsense, CSK.
SRH.
Nah, man, SRH are
Come
terrible.
out, say that
SRH
name,
are absolutely
you closet
terrible.
fan.
Hey, this
Say
is
that.
the sledging room.
Yeah, yes. No, KKR, man. I mean, if their batting fails, they have enough bowling to stop a team at 170, 180 on their day.
Yeah, if their batting does very, very well, they have Mitchell Starc to make the matches closer.
Closer, but still win it.
Yeah. Yes. RCB, had they won that match, they would have been in the playoffs by now. No, as in just on the
They would
gate.
have been there on the verge.
I think that is what Starc does, man. He gives you hope that
And
you
then
can
kills.
win the game.
And then
then
kills.
takes it away.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thankfully, he didn't do that in Brisbane on that day. He was gracious enough to hand
Let us-
wide deliveries to Pujara and Shubman Gill. Yeah, but yes, look, yes, KKR, but what is the reason behind this revamped run from RCB? Like, yes, RCB are facing CSK on Saturday, and that might be a virtual knockout.
Final group stage
And
game
if
for both of them.
SRH lose a lot of matches, we have a copy explaining how
Yeah.
RCB and CSK can both qualify with 14 points.
Yeah.
But, I think it's about a little bit of fearlessness, right? Once everything is
I think-
lost.
No. Let's call a spade. Simple for this whole RCB run.
Yeah.
All that crying about how strike rate does not matter. I've been doing this for 15 years, and then you do exactly that. Your coach points out that it is our openers, our top orders aggression that has changed the fate of these games.
And
And
Kohli himself, to his credit, he agreed, came out in the open and said, I'm not the guy who will say, oh, no, I'll only play this way.
Exactly. So,
After-
kudos to him for reinventing that whole slog sweep scenario where he's taking on the spinners and everything. So, great job. But accept it that, Gavaskar forced you to do that.
But was it, as in looking at all that, now I think Yashasvi and Virat might be a good opening pair at the top.
Given
Rohit's form.
Sharma's
Like
back.
how that day against KKR, so Varun Chakravarti did not let him score at all. So
None of the spinners.
yeah, after that World Cup squad was announced, there are a couple of players who haven't cared about scoring runs. Is Rohit's poor form due to his maybe a dip in form, or just doesn't want to play for MI anymore?
There is an interesting theory floating around on Twitter. It's by a former ESPN employee, Alagappan. He's saying that Rohit does not do well in tournaments that are very long.
Oh.
He needs that break. So any tournaments that divide it, he can bring you that initial burst. I'm really hoping that Rohit is saving himself for the World Cup.
Maybe he's treating this as a break.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think-
That's what I'm saying.
That plus the fact that he does not want to be in Mumbai Indians anymore.
Oh.
He's done.
These KKR guys, they badly want him there.
I would love to have a superstar like Rohit Sharma playing at the Eden Gardens, man.
Yeah.
5 minutes back, he said that this is not a superstar culture
team.
team.
No, this
They
was
don't
how we
need
played in
yes.
2012.
No, so
This-
that is what has always been there. This is me as a fan saying that obviously when you have a guy like Rohit Sharma in your team's colours, you would love to have that.
Of course, yes.
An SRH fan
At Eden.
at Eden,
At Eden also.
his favourite ground.
It's like having Shubman in Ahmedabad. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, to me, I think that the whole scenario where MI has just crumbled, despite having the fact that they had a
Yeah.
proper superstar Indian core,
Core, yeah.
that just shows that he is just done with that franchise. He
And there
feels
was a video also that KKR had to delete. I don't know what was said. but
KKR social
quite
media
a few
team
alleged.
has been filled with investigative journalists this season. They have been filing videos and then deleting videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that video also. I don't know what, like, it is inaudible.
A lot of allegations.
But he does.
He said, "I'm done with this."
I'm done
No,
with this.
he said something like that. I have set up this temple. This is my home. And I don't know what will be done, but I am not going to go. Something like that.
So yeah, I mean, like, he's done. He feels betrayed. He feels backstabbed. I mean, I understand that MI has not been doing well for the last few seasons. Obviously, last season they did not have Bumrah. A lot of things has happened, and their auction strategy has been poor. But at the end of the day, if you want to blame probably the best player that you have, one of the best players that you have in the side,
Yeah.
that is probably, he's not taken it kindly. And the fact that he was unceremoniously dumped as the captain.
And also, I don't know.
You know, I
there's
don't
been a
understand-
lot of criticism for Rohit Sharma this season over his form. I understand in terms of statistics where it comes from, but this is the same guy that almost won in the World Cup, same guy that scored a T20 100 recently in
And he scored
2024.
100 against CSK in that chase.
Yeah, I mean, let's not argue that because I don't think that's a good.
Before we wind this up,
Huh.
I don't understand the soft corner that you all have for Rohit Sharma. Imagine.
Okay, see, I was trying to explain that.
Imagine Virat Kohli having a 300-run season for 3 seasons. Okay. He took you to the Champions Trophy final. He took you to the World Test Championship final. India played the 2019 World Cup final. It's not as if Rohit Sharma won that final in Ahmedabad. But the PR after that makes it look like, oh, India literally won it. But okay, graciously they gave it to Australia. You were outplayed.
Rohit scored how many runs there?
In the power play, how many runs did he?
He might have scored
87 or
500,
something like
600, but I don't understand
No,
the sympathy.
I am just-
Rohit has been poor with the bat for Mumbai Indians over the last 3 seasons.
And I'm only
and
defending
for a
this
bench
season.
for benchmark that he has set, qualifying for the playoffs only 1 out of 3 seasons is not
Yeah.
acceptable.
Yeah.
But what about the
Mumbai
team that
owners
is
don't
around
think
him?
like RCB.
No, I don't think. See, this season, I'm just only
You
arguing.
still have Bumrah, right?
This
Right
season,
now.
this season, yeah.
Yeah, but
Last
one
season-
player cannot pull you through, right?
Yeah.
When the whole
But when
mentality...
RCB says that Virat is not good for anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my point is that this season specifically,
Yeah.
the like you said, it's unceremoniously he was removed from the
Removed
captaincy.
captaincy, yeah.
What does that do to a figure that's been 10 years? He's called it his home. He's captained the team. He's set up the team and things like that, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna excuse Rohit Sharma for his performance this IPL and hoping
Hopefully
for
he
a-
does well in the World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the World Cup.
I think, like King Shu said, like, I hope he's saving himself for the World Cup. And yeah, get out of MI and put your name in the auction. We have had those discussions in the dressing room. We'll see. we'll do something.
Rain break, yes. But it's, important to listen to our viewers and listeners also to, get their views on what has been the reason for KKR success. If Dhoni was the man who won you the World Cup, then Gambhir is the man who has made this change in the KKR fortunes. Is that the way to go about it? And also Rohit's form. Yeah, it's concerning, but I think, and we all want him to do well in the coming matches at least and go to the USA and West Indies in good form. Thanks for tuning in. You can send in your feedback on 8588966996. You could also email on pods@indiatoday.com. And if you're listening to this on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please do rate us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please do leave your comments and we'll be happy to read them and discuss them in the coming episodes. Thank you. Have a great week.